Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of the Web.Files. I'm Kristyn Burtt. Okay, we've tried to get this guy for months. I mean, he's been in New York and LA, and you know what? He's had quite a year. Who is it? It's Thompson. Oh yeah, and he's a famous couch surfer too. Right, Al?
This couch is extremely comfortable. Yeah.
Well, he's bouncing around from couch to couch and a little too nice for us to kick him out like a temporary member of the family. Yeah, I'm talking about the homeless dude, Johnny B. He'll be eating your food and drinking your beer, and nobody ever knows how we got here. He's a little too old to be giving high fives, but you know it ain't a party till Johnny arrives. He's Johnny B. homeless. Where you gonna be tonight? He's Johnny B. homeless. Johnny B. Johnny B.
Al, welcome to the Web.Files.
Thank you.
I know, it's about time we matched up our schedules.
Yes,
I keep joking that when I'm in New York, you're in LA and vice versa. I think that's what's happened quite a bit.
All over the place.
All over the place. Obviously, you've done some great mainstream films. I love The Royal Tenenbaums. Working with Danny Glover, I'm a little envious. That's got to be pretty incredible.
That was an incredible experience.
I've got to imagine so.
Yeah.
So how do you do both? Because you're creating and you're producing, but you also want to make sure that you still keep your face out there.
I love to act. That's my primary passion. And I also love to create web content. It is a tough balancing act, but for me, you know, the Lowe's commercials and all those things are definitely nice ways to fund your next web series project.
Well, I looked at your IMDb page and I'm like, wow, he's a booker. It's not just like, okay, it's these little credits. I'm like,
you gotta do like this.
Like,
you gotta scroll. You gotta scroll. You
That's a good
stretch
thing.
your finger first. You go to my page. You have to scroll.
Talk about your inspiration for creating Johnny B. Homeless.
Just as an actor, I just wanted to do something different. I did a lot of really cool teen and young films and things like that. And I did a couple of sports movies, and I was like, I wanted to do something different. And the only way to really do it is to really create it yourself. And when I would come to Los Angeles, because I live in New York for pilot season, I would just crash on a bunch of friends' couches all the time. So all of these experiences really inspired me to create a series about a guy who's a professional couch surfer.
So you knew specifically to create Johnny B. Homeless for the web?
Yes, just the web and with the possibility to translate to television. I really love how old television was. And every show had a really cool theme song, and every show had really cool and fun catchphrases. And I wanted a theme song that was fun, cool, people wouldn't be ashamed to clap their hands to it. And every time you hear the song, it tells you the story of Johnny B. Homeless. So no matter if you come in episode 5 or episode 2, you can have an understanding of what the story is about.
Now, Thompson, a lot of people know him from Saturday Night Live. I mean, was he a friend?
Kenan and I, we did a movie a few years ago called Love Don't Cost a Thing. And we became very good friends. And I went back to New York, and then a few months later, he called me up because he needed to crash on my couch because he was up for Saturday Night Live. And then obviously got Saturday Night Live, and we ended up living together. From then, we just were really, really good friends. And when this project came up and I needed an episode where I needed a nemesis for Johnny B, in order to have a good hero, you really need a good nemesis. So I couldn't have cast anyone better.
Ain't no way you're getting this couch.
I've also been talking a lot to web series creators, and I've said, do not neglect what is happening with some of the festivals, like the Independent Television Festival and New York TV Fest, because I think it's a great showcase, not only for your work, but also to gain access to the higher level executives that usually you don't have access to.
Right.
Did you find that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, ITV Festival was where the introduction was made between myself and Comedy Central and Adam.com initially. And, you know, I wouldn't have been able to experience something like that any other place.
So in terms of your second series, Lenox Avenue, this one seems like it could go to film or TV.
Yes. And for me, Lenox Avenue is definitely a lot closer to my heart because it's more based around Harlem, New York, where I'm born and raised, where I'm from. And Harlem has now changed drastically from Bill Clinton having an office there and the real estate. A lot of Europeans are moving to Harlem, Japanese. So for me, I wanted to really tell a story about 3 friends living in the New Harlem in what I like to call the Obama generation.
Project to project, you know, you've got one feel for the Johnny Be Homeless, and you moved to a more mature drama with Lenox Avenue, and so it really shows your range.
I think that's important because the web is such a great area to really exercise your skills, but also it's being paid attention to so seriously. And it's almost like the minor leagues of television now. And I like to think that the web series is like the new mixtape on the street.
What would you recommend in terms of someone that's like, I have this idea for a project?
I think the biggest thing is just to really go for it. Don't complicate the situation and, well, I need this and I need that. I think really it's just about getting the camera, going out there, work with your friends and people that you always wanted to work with, and just go shoot some cool stuff, and it'll all fall into place.
All right, I'm going to make a prediction here on the Web.Files, because I feel like 10 years from now I'll be like, remember when I interviewed Al Thompson?
Okay, hold on.
And now he took over Hollywood?
All right.
So where do you want to be in 10 years?
Ooh, 10?
Do you want to do 5? We'll
yeah,
do
let's
5.
go with 5.
Let's
go with 5.
Let's do 5.
5. 10 is like G5 jets and Lamborghinis,
Hovercrafts.
membership at the Soho House.
I'm going to hang out with you. I'm going to the Soho House.
It'd be nice to have maybe some type of television developmental deal with Valdine Entertainment. I know it's a lot to really get something actually on TV and for it to be able to stay on TV, but at least a pilot, you know, that's picked up. And, you know, for me, I would still love to really just continue also to be on the web no matter what happens, because that, for me, that's the foundation, other than the fans, of what has created Al Thompson, the executive producer. So I want to...
Of Valdine Entertainment.
Exactly. So I want to stay true to that. I don't even have to be the star of the show. I could be the second or third lead, you know?
You're happy
Scarlett
with that?
Johansson could be the star.
Oh, that's not bad.
We could work that out.
Yeah, how was that at the MTV Movie Awards?
Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting.
Scarlett and Sandy Bullock all at once.
Yeah, and her calves are pretty ridiculous, I must say. All my buddies are like, you didn't look at anything else? I was like, the calves, man. The
She's
calves.
beautiful. And she's available, so.
You gotta pull it together. Ooh. Soho House, yes.
You're
I would
right.
like
5
2
years from now.
memberships.
Married to Sandra Bullock. All right, well, we made the prediction here on the Web.Files. Let's see what happens.
Hey, we will see.
Yeah, well, Al, thank you for joining us, because
Hey.
I mean, you've had an incredible ride. It's been fun to watch it all happening from our perspective, so continued success to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, I hope you all archived this episode of the Web.Files, because I have a feeling that some of these predictions that Al Thompson made, they're going to come true. And we'll see if he's married to Sandy Bullock in 5 years. This episode of the Web.Files is now closed. I'm Kristyn Burtt. We'll see you next time. It's time to go, my friend.
The key's still gonna be under the mat, you think?
Probably not.
Okay.